So I want to talk quickly about a couple of new features that we've recently added into Silent Push and how we can start to leverage them inside of your existing playbooks inside of XSOAR. So one of the actions we can see right at the top of my playbook is a new API that we've added called Threat Check. Threat Check is essentially going to take a domain or an IP address as part of your playbook, and it's going to return whether or not it's malicious. Great for automation. It's a very simple check, an easy decision we can make, where in this case I want to decide essentially yes or no, is it listed, is it something that we know is malicious? If it is, we can go ahead, we can get additional details from Silent Push in order to get details about the domain, which IOFA feed that it's listed on. And ultimately, we can make a decision whether or not we want to either block this domain on something like my firewalls, or even push out a feed to kind of stay up to date on any changes that we might be seeing as part of this threat. The other interesting thing we can do is if it's not listed, then we can also send it down the other side of our playbook here in XSOAR. In this case, maybe I run it through a couple of other reputation services, doing some lookups. And if we don't see anything malicious, but we still had an alert trigger for it, my last action in my playbook here, we actually add this back into a feed in Silent Push. And what this is going to allow us to do is actually have this available where now I can go in and I can start to further investigate, see what else I can find, and kind of make that decision whether or not I want to convict this domain or maybe a cluster of domains and infrastructure that we can find. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to run my playbook here. So I have one of my incidents, suspicious outbound traffic. I have a domain in here that we're seeing some traffic to. And now if I go ahead and actually run this playbook, if I come in here and I say I want to switch this over to my threat check playbook now, what this is going to do, we'll see that similar workflow where now we're going to check, essentially, is this part of threat check? Depending on what that returns, that's going to determine kind of the branches that we take as part of our playbook. In this case, not something that we know about, so we're going to go ahead and actually put that back into Silent Push so we can go ahead and investigate that more and see what else can we find with this domain and make that determination. Now, what I can also do is if I go back into my incidents, I also have another one here that I've built. And in this case, I have a phishing email. And same kind of idea. I have another domain I want to investigate for a phishing email a user submitted. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in, I'm going to run my threat check playbook. And this time now, as I have my playbook start to run, what we'll start to see is a different branch we're going to take. We're going to go ahead. We're going to say that, yes, this is something we know about. It's something we know that's malicious. I want to get some additional details about this domain. Ultimately, I want to start to make a decision. Is this something we want to block based off of the criteria we've said it is? And now I can go ahead. I have this as a manual task, but I can say add a to block list and mark this as completed to finish my workflow. So a couple of different ways that we can start to work with some of this data, really for just doing some of these quick lookups to decide how do we want to proceed with our playbook. And then making it easy to kind of share information amongst the organization. So if I do want to do additional lookups or some additional hunting, making it easy to get that data back, and I can start to do more investigations to see what else we can identify.